Hey, what's up guys, it's T-Bone here and welcome back to another episode of playing Legendary Game of Heroes. So we're on to the third day of the event, Colosseum of Carnage. I did eventually get Bastiarius as well as Flamma, and based on what I've seen, I've upgraded this deck strength to S tier. So let's go into the game now and talk about the deck I'm running with, and just how powerful it is. So I'm using Bastiarius as my leader because he looks really cool. And I do have 3 Domis running. You'll notice that I actually don't have Gladia in this deck right now, and I'll give you a reason why. And I'm also running with 3 relics right now. I got extremely lucky, got 2 relics within the first 2 tiers, and so I decided to go for a third one to just get that guaranteed one at tier 6. So this is the deck I'm currently working with. And what I will do also is talk, I wanted to just kind of show the full power of this deck, but I will also talk about some of the alternatives now that the relic is out for how we can play these cards. Really the key here is how to use Domi to maximize your damage. So let's go into a guild boss right now, and let's go in here. So with this deck, let's just make sure we change to the right one. And let's go ahead and do a three key fight here. And so with this deck, what you'll see is because the relic also generates a power gem, on the beginning, you'll see there's a bunch of gems that gets created, and all you have to do is make sure that you leave yourself with a power gem somewhere in the corner. So the best way to sort of help ensure that your power gem does not accidentally get matched is to put it in the corner, and then you can see now basically. So what I'm going to do is just kind of let you see how this builds up. So every turn, you'll see that as more power gems come out, I'm just actually going to go create some gems here. You can see that more gems are created, and you'll notice also that the power gem silence does impact the ultra rare card as well as the ultra rare. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. And now that all the cards are pretty much connecting, I can't create more, so I'm just going to go ahead and fill up the board. And I'm going to go ahead and do a match, and you can see how much damage this does after just a couple turns. And so you can see that each card deals, over 2 billion damage, and this is not maxed out, right? So all the cards are about level 50 or so. So that is just, easy damage. And in fact, if I do this quickly, so what I wanted to show there really was just how you could see, showing you how it works if you just kind of wait turn after turn. Every turn, if you're not power gem silenced, you're getting more power gems from the ultra rare card, and also as you build up more gems, you're also getting more of the power gem ones on the board. All right, so this is now turn 2. So on the first turn, all I'm going to do is go ahead and wait for all of the power gems to spawn, and then activate the battle skills. So the 2 battle skills, I believe, stack for increasing the strength of the attack. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do a match here. And then you can see how much damage this does on turn 2 with this full deck. And you can see Flamma already deals 1 billion, and I'm dealing approximately 3 billion damage or so there. Right, over 3 billion in fact. And so on turn 2, I'm able to take out a guild boss at level 171. Right, so this is just insane amount of damage here. And of course, this is running with a full deck. I'm using it because of the passive. It's really the combination of the passive ability of Flamma and Bastiarius, along with the power of the relic. So now, what I want to show is, can you be successful without running the full deck? And the answer is absolutely. Right, so here's another. I built another deck that is more similar to what you would expect if you're more or less free to play. Now, this does make a assumption that you're spending at least 1,000 on a second Domi because he's worth it, and at least 1,000 gems to get, or I guess 800 gems to get your relic. There's a 20% discount for the relic. You should get at least one. All right. If you use a fire deck at all, you should use at least one. So let's go ahead and use this this deck here and see how much damage we can deal with. We can deal using this baby fire deck, I called it. So this also, what I did here is I just kind of built the deck using 2 contested cards. What's really cool about Domi is that he has a 3-turn delay, and he will spawn gems for 3 turns straight. So basically, if you can ensure that you can match 9 gems within 3 turns, you are going to have every single turn you will have gems to use. And because the guild bosses in Slayers take 2 turns to attack, you can use Contessa on the second turn to delay all of the attacks. And because Contessa has a, it's 2 turns each, so you can actually delay for 4 turns. So you can play for at least 4 turns or so with continuous attack. And if you got Blazing Glory from your 5-card, we can kind of go through the different cards. Right now I'm using Blazing Glory, assuming that this is one of the cards that you got from the 5-star collection. So let's use this deck and see how this goes. All right, let's go ahead and attack here and see how much damage we can deal with this deck. All right. So I already showed it in the previous video where I was running with Hideki as well. So this is just a different variation of the deck. Now I understand that Hideki is a lot harder to get, and if you have it at 5 stars, it's a little harder to obtain all of the relics. But they did get the relics now for in the pack that you can get, so that you can actually get the relic that you need for it. But I'll go ahead and use them right now. So let's see. So the trick here is I want to make sure that I get my gems close to each other, and I can do that. Okay, so now I'm gonna wait for the 3rd turn, and I'm using only 2 relics that generate the honor intensity, so I'm not getting as many gems every turn. But this is still something that is very useful. So let's just go ahead and see how much this now deals. Okay. And this is just really building up right now, and so let's go ahead and keep going. And because I am talking, I'm a little slow right now, so I have to apologize. Okay. And I think Contessa is going to be available in 1 more turn after this. Okay. Now let's go ahead and use this. And I think I can deal, let's see, Contessa, getting distracted here while I'm waiting for this to charge up. All right, so now let's see how much damage this actually deals here. So obviously not as much as, with the other deck, but let's take a look now and see where we're at. So I 0 attacked earlier, so this just by itself dealt 825, right? So with this deck using the Blazing Glory card, which actually didn't get boosted by Domi, with running just with 2 relics here, I was able to get over 800 million points hits, and that is pretty good considering like this is more or less like a the cheaper deck. Okay, so you don't have to spend a lot to actually deal a lot of damage, and this can be replaced with another card. And if you have Hideki, then what you want to do is you actually want to make Hideki your leader, and then have Domi be on the side. Although in this particular case, Contessas are warriors, so I'm actually getting a better deal having this setup here. Now, you can play around. The beauty of it is that this card, Domi, boosts all fire warriors, and this is what I was talking about. You can bring in other cards from the past to help you out. So, like, use what you have to your advantage. Don't feel the need to really spend to get the full thing, because you can do really good damage with this. Now, the more damage, if you want to do more damage, I would actually say getting the relic is going to be more useful than getting more cards, like trying to buy all the cards. I got lucky because I got all the required cards for the ultra rare. That's why I went for it. But I think that this is a good setup by itself, and you can continue to build on it. Now, the last thing I wanted to show is the reason why I didn't have Gladia. She's actually more useful for me right now in the guild versus guild, and this is because she does boost 400 times in guild versus guild battles. And so what I've done is I've built up just a deck right now. This is not actually the deck I would run with, but I was kind of saying, like, if you had just Gladia and Domi, what could you do? What kind of build could you have and still be successful? And so this is what I've built right now. I'm going to go ahead and use myself as practice, just so that you can see how this deck works. So I'll go up against myself using this deck, and I will change back to the one that I'm going to be running afterwards. And you can see now this one actually has 2 relics. For me, I believe that you'll really find the most success if you can get 2 relics. Okay, so 1 relic giving you 1 power gem is good, but having more will help. And having 2, I think, is a good sort of middle way, sort of midpoint for where you can get a lot of value for and also power for what you have. Right. So now this is a guild versus guild fight, and what I want to do is just want to make sure that again I leave at least 1 power gem behind, so that I could use I could activate the power here. Well, actually not activate the power, but if I had an ultra rare card, I would be activating, and I'll show you how that works later. But right now, what I want to do is increase more gems to activate the relics. Okay, and then I can go ahead and use Gladia, and you can see how much damage she dealt right there. And let's just go ahead and do a quick match here. And we can see that this one was pretty easy. I'm a little sad to see how easy it is to take out my defenders, but that's just how it is, right? And so now let's go ahead and use Gladia again. And you can see with 3 relic total at 100 intensity, I'm already taking out more than half of the health of a water defender. Right, so now let's go ahead and do this and see if we can take him out here on turn 2. And we can. So now we're on to turn 3. And I think at this point I'm going to be building up sufficient intensity for Gladia to just one-shot my the defender. And now on wave 4, what I can do is fill up the board with red gems, and then go ahead and swap power gems if possible. And you can see how much damage it's dealing here. And then by 5th turn, basically there's enough intensity to fill up the board pretty much again. And then I can just go ahead and use Gladia to take out the boss. Because as long as there's at least 1 power gem, you can actually you can deal twice the damage. You can damage it basically twice. And so if we go back again, okay, and then sort of see, well, what does this look like with a fuller deck? What I would change out is I would swap out Hideki for Flamma, and then I will swap out this for Bastiarius, right? And then I will take this out, and put in my 3rd relic, and go ahead and bow it here. And so you can also see the health here because of the 400% increase. With this full deck, I have 74,000 health, and I didn't pay attention to the early one, but I think it was around 60 or so. So you're also getting really good health with that deck. And so now what I can do is let's go ahead and so this play style is going to be a little bit different now, because I have the passive ability from the 2 ultra rare cards, and I'm just going to go ahead and take advantage of that. Okay, let's go ahead and use Domi. And then let's go ahead and do swaps here. That should be, oh, I forgot to actually use my Gladius ability there, but you can see I was able to deal enough damage even without that. And so this is going to be nice because I can use Gladia to take out this 3rd opponent, and you can see on the turn next, again, the passive ability from the ultra rare cards have activated, and you can just see how many power gems there are right here. It's ridiculous, right? And so let's go ahead and just match them all, and we can expect 8 million per card, okay, against the defender here, and that is also because I have stacked attack boost, and let's just go ahead and activate these cards here. Okay, and again, you can just see the board filling up, but at this point I can just take out the last defender using Gladius ability. So this is a really, really, really powerful deck. Okay, now of course having the full deck is what's going to unlock the full potential, but hopefully, as you can see with some of the other decks I've built here, it's not really it's not necessary. I think really the wild card here, the MVP, if you will, really is the Domi and the relic. So if you can get at least 1 or 2 relic and get at least 1 or 2 Domi plus, hopefully you get Gladia from your 5-star collection. Those 3 cards combined plus 2 relic, you're going to do well for many events to come. And so I'm really happy about this deck. I think that this was, this is just a powerful deck, and I loved the fact I can play with it. And so I wanted to showcase it, show some alternatives. I already showed another variation of it in the past where you can use Hideki as a leader and build around that. So, hopefully this is useful for you. Hopefully you're enjoying the event and that you've got some cards that you're enjoying. And again, as always, love to hear any feedback. Let me know what else you'd like to see, if there's any questions, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you. Take care.